and welcome to Aisha's Take on the headlines. Today, 25th of June, 2021. Well, I will start with the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, who said that Nigeria is poor and the only option is to borrow money. I would like to say to the Senate President that when you're poor, your first option is not to borrow money. Your first option actually is to cut down your expenses. And as the Senate President, I expect Ahmed Lawan to be talking about the fact that they are earning too much money and it needs to be reduced to reflect the reality of Nigeria being a poor country. And it's really absolutely selfish for Nigeria to keep borrowing money that is going to be paid by generations that are not yet born into Nigeria. Before they even come to Nigeria, they are already burdened. And I think the cutting down the cost of governance should be the priority for any government that is serious about tackling poverty in this country. And then also going on to enable the private sector to be able to grow and thrive. And a nation that is poor, a nation that is unable to provide jobs for its citizens, especially the teeming youth, is the same nation that is banning a place where they are able to get jobs and also be employed. I mean, when it comes to banning of Twitter and then banning of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency and all of that, these are places where Nigerian youth are thriving, and the government is doing everything to shut down not just the voices of the Nigerian youth, but also the economic power of the Nigerian youth. Then the next thing we are going to delve into, it says here that 13.5 million children cannot access quality education in Nigeria. That's one of the headlines out there. And I would like to say that 13.5 are the children that are out of school. But in terms of accessing good quality education, I think we need to triple or maybe quadruple those numbers, because many people in government schools do not have good quality education. Sadly, in Nigeria today, access to good quality education is dependent on the economic status of one's family. And then there's also, amongst the headline, of course, is a 21-year-old girl who stabbed a Super TV CEO. And so she explained why she stabbed him. For me, basically, I think the Nigerian police should do the job that they're supposed to do as police, which is to gather as much forensic evidence as possible. This is not a matter of just relying on mere confession. There has to be evidence, that goes beyond reasonable doubt that will be used in prosecuting. The court is not going to look at emotions. It's not going to give judgment based on emotions. And this is somebody that can easily recant and say that confession was obtained under duress. And this is one of the ways that most times Nigerian police, even cases that that should be like a open and shut cases, they are always being bungled by police who are more focused on the media trial and all of that rather than focusing on the work. It's time to gather every of those forensic evidence that need to be gathered to show that indeed this is what happened. And I see where she talked about the fact that, they were drug usage, they were fighting, he was trying to please. If we're sort of like making it look like self-defense. If you're doing self-defense, when you actually overpower somebody, you stab somebody, the first thing you normally would do is to run for your dear life, not to steal from the person. And so the police need to put as much as possible to be able to establish whether it was premeditated murder or just manslaughter, whatever it is. Well, that's for the lawyers to decide. But whoever does the crime must actually do the time. And for me, I really feel for his family, especially his wife. I do not understand. It's really sad, such this kind of thing. Personally, I just feel with such husband, no, I can't even mourn you. I'm sorry. I would not even have it in me to mourn you, because, that's the height of it, really. I just feel you got what you wanted, and that's it. With all the pain she has to deal with, this public pain of her husband, cheating on her, and at the same time, with the pain of, losing that same person. Well, may God give the family the fortitude to bear the loss. It's really a tough time. Then the next thing that we go into, so there are some stakeholders who have said to UK, US, and Canada that they should ban government officials who violate press freedom, electoral reform, and then, you know, just violate human rights, that do human rights abuses. And I think because sometimes that's what our officials listen to. They know going abroad matters a lot to them, whether they need it for their holidays or they need it for their either not really their education, maybe their children's education, or they need it for their health care. And so those are some of the things that matter. And that's the reason why somebody like Buhari should actually have been stopped from going for the medical tourism that he is on now. So speaking about the medical tourism, I think let me just delve right in. It wasn't the next thing, but since I brought up Buhari on this, is to say Buhari is leaving for his 8th medical trip in 6 years. He's going to UK as usual. You know, it's so pathetic, the kind of president we have, who has not even been able to do something for himself. I did a tweet earlier where I said expecting anything from Buhari is like expecting something from nothing. He has not even been able to give to himself, give to himself what it is that he goes to UK in search of, in terms of his health. So it's really pathetic that in 6 years that he has gone on this trip. This is his 8th time going for medical trip abroad. He has not been able to upgrade and revamp the healthcare system so that other people who do not have the opportunity to go abroad, that have the same kind of ailment that he has, would have hospital to be able to treat. That shows you the absolute lack of empathy. Nigeria will soon overcome its security challenges, says Osinbajo. I'm assuming he means when they leave office, because right now they do not have the capacity to deal. They have not shown the capacity to deal with the security challenges. They are not giving strategic leadership, no competence, nothing. So the soon probably will be when they get out of office. It's really sad that Osinbajo, all he knows how to do is to speak, and do nothing. And it's really sad that this is the kind of government we have. Paying 774,000 participants may not be feasible, said Keyamo. 413,630 beneficiaries get 24.8 billion allowance. When we said this program was not feasible, this program was a waste of money, waste of Nigeria's money that should have been used prudently on so many things that would help the economy to grow. Many people called us names. And of course, today the government is saying that they can, after all they had done. By the way, the government actually started all of that program to shut down the voice, the agitation that they saw coming out from people who were making demands. It's so sad, the kind of people we put into office. And I say to you, if you've listened all to this part, you need to do better. You need to do more. We need all to be political activists and ensure that the right kind of people get into office. You don't have to run for office. I don't have to run for office. Let's get people who have the capacity to serve and serve very well. Let's get them into office. Let's donate money for their campaign. When we get them into office, we also hold them accountable. 27 years after, federal government honors 1994 Nation Cup winners. Wow. And when the coach is late, Stephen Keshi is the coach. Was it Stephen Keshi? No, it wasn't Stephen Keshi. Was it Joe? No, was it Westerhoff? Oh my goodness, now the years have gone by. No, Stephen Keshi wasn't the coach. Stephen Keshi, he won his own much later. Stephen Keshi was the captain at that moment. Stephen Keshi is late. Quite a number of them are late. Rashidi Yekini was also on that team, right? With them, Sam Sia, George Finidi, and all of that, all those names. And I think it was Westerhoff, Bonfrey, Joe Bonfrey. Is it Joe Bonfrey? I can't remember the name now. I don't think he won the Nations Cup. And it's so sad. This is the time that they are now being, federal government is now honoring them. And we saw also the case of Chioma Ajunwa, the first Nigerian to get a gold medal in 1996. I still remember that moment. I was watching that moment when it happened, and the way Nigeria just went. Even though we had 2 gold medals that year, the second coming from the football team, she was the first to get that gold medal for Nigeria. I remember the Kanu team and everything, the match against Brazil, the match against, I think, was it Argentina we won? Yeah, Argentina, and all of that. It was, those matches were so amazing. I mean, that was a point in Nigeria where, oh my goodness, we didn't have all of this insecurity wahala. Nigeria was so beautiful then. Yeah, things weren't good in terms of people didn't have much, but then we had peace. Now we don't even have much. We don't have that peace also. Chioma Ajunwa, just recently we've gotten reports that the Lagos State government that had promised her a 3-bedroom flat since 1996 just fulfilled that pledge. And I want to say to the governor of Lagos State, thank you so much for indeed fulfilling the pledge that Lagos State had made to her. 88.7 million people need immediate help in the Northeast, says the United Nations. And I wonder where the Arewa Consultative Forum is. They are not talking about the people in the North that are going through, that are being killed in the North, that are being displaced, that are going through so much. They are always focusing on, like yesterday, part of the headline, they were talking about, do something about save the lives of Northerners in the South. As if, the Southerners are being killed in the South are not human beings. Of course, I've spoken about the one of Buhari leaving for his 8th medical trip in 6 years. Then finally, citing national interest, Buhari shifts ground on restructuring. That's what they do all the time. They tell you they're going to do it. They get into office. They do not do it. When PDP was in power during Jonathan, APC were shouting restructuring, restructuring, restructuring. PDP didn't do anything. Now APC is in power during Buhari. PDP are now shouting restructuring, restructuring, restructuring. I tell you, by the time they get there, they are not going to do anything. It behoves on us, with the citizens, to ensure we put people into, especially the legislative arm of government, people that have competence, character, capacity, courage, and empathy, and ensure that when they get there, we hold them accountable. Thank you so much for listening to me, and hopefully the next Aisha's take on the headline will be on Monday, God willing. See you then. Bye.